Chris Schlemer from Storm. We have Jason Belmonte's 3 balls that got him all the way to the finals and win for the Shark Championship. Chris, take us from first ball to last.
Well, what we saw going on, we knew going in we're going to have our hands full. We had the rev rates, obviously with Belmo. You had Chris Barnes, and you had Sean Rash. Mika doesn't have the rev rate, but he also used balls that had a lot of surface. So we knew going in those guys were trying to break down a spot around 15, which they did. And to start the show, Belmo actually started with this pin down Marvel Pearl, low RG, high diff. Cracked the cover a little bit just to make it read, but he felt it gave him a good shape with the friction starting to show up. And made it through the first match, and obviously that's about when we started seeing transition. So it was the end of that game is actually when we looked into switching balls. So we actually, when he had his couple practice shots, we talked about going to the pin-up one. So going to the pin-up one actually allowed him to go a little bit more left and kind of play that shape down lane. But again, as that match went on, and obviously Rash had a couple mishaps, and it was like, well, we didn't want to try and switch to a different ball again because, again, we didn't want to take his pocket out of play. We just needed to fill some frames and just get it done. And so after, me and Dell talked about it in the corner, and Sean came over, or Belmo came over after Sean had been opened late, and he's like, I got an idea, and so we talked about it some more, and he just felt that he had to get too soft with this, and he obviously wasn't going to be able to perform. And so that's when we actually had this critical theory, which we actually drilled for the show, brand new, out of the box. He hadn't thrown one. It's just a little bit stronger. It's an asymmetric ball from Roto-Grip. Comes out of the box. It's pearlized, but it comes out of the box at 4,000, so it was a brand new box surface. And in practice, it was hooking quite a bit. And it's that deal of Barnes coming off the 300. And it's like, well, we got to kind of force him out of that spot. And so the idea was to get just left of him, and actually, because Belmo actually at one point got too far left, and he just felt like he was in the wrong zone. So we want to get him back close to Barnes and use a little bit stronger ball. And obviously, got the key crossover there in the first, and then a 6-bagger right behind it. And it was Chris threw it great. I mean, no doubt. And obviously the string of strikes came to an end, and luckily Belmo was in the right spot at the right time. So it was good.
Well, thank you for all that information, Chris. We have our 2011 Shark Championship champion, Jason Belmonte. You have now 3 titles, 2 in this World Series of Bowling. How are you feeling right now about this?
Jackie slapped me across the face, pinched me, do something. I need to make sure this is for real. I'm overwhelmed, I'm ecstatic, I'm excited, I'm everything you could possibly think of in the dictionary that means good. That's where I am.
Well, you bowled a lot of games today. You came out with 2 titles. You have 2 really nice checks going home with you. I mean, this has got to be a great start to your World Series of Bowling.
Are you kidding me? Seriously, Jack, I woke up this morning and thought to myself, just give a good couple of performances, smile and enjoy yourself, and whatever happens, so be it. And to come away with 2 titles, I exceeded a lot of my own expectations today. I just wanted to bowl well, and I can't believe I have 2 extra titles today. It's crazy.
It's fabulous. It's fabulous. No, what are your thoughts on the format of this whole World Series of Bowling with how the TV shows work? Do you think it worked to your advantage by the time Game 3 came about? Like, did it get to where it was in your wheelhouse and easy for you to execute?
100%, Jack. I mean, the real thing is, if you look at the scores, they'll tell you where I probably should have finished if we all bowled at the same time on the 1-game final format. And usually for me, especially on the fresh, it takes a game or so for my ball to read it the way that I want to see it. And in this arena, the surface here, it's breaking down so quickly. But I found by the 3rd game, it really settles itself down and calms down. And I didn't move a whole lot in the last game, either in my first title that I won here or that one. So I think it's kind of one of those kind of formats where you grit your teeth, you just strike when you've got to. I mean, I threw some clutch shots tonight when, I felt like the other guy could have stepped up and shut me out, and I made sure that I've put that pressure on that person. So I just hung around, and then when it was my opportunity, I pounced.
Is that your same strategy for the World Championship? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, I mean, it's low man out, so just don't be the low man. And that's kind of how I'm going to attack every show that I'm out here with. It's just making sure I have 1 pin better than my opponent, and it doesn't necessarily mean I have to shoot 300 every game, just enough. And then when the lanes open up and come to me, just throw 10 of the best frames of your life and let the ball do everything else.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Jason.
Thanks,
we look
Jack.
forward to the rest of your performance at the World Series of Bowling.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And again, congratulations.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you.